Hey there, it's Lara here with Witchy Wednesday for the week of July 18th to 24th, 2018. So, here I am in the middle of a field, sitting in the Rhino, or the side-by-side, because I'm at my camp right now this week, and there's a bunch of people there, and there's some construction kind of renos happening, and power tools and work and all this stuff going on. So I needed to find a quietish place to do this for you. So here I am, down the road in the field, and just me and the trees and the birds and the insects, which you might be able to hear. Anyways, so I'm going to try to keep this one a little bit shorter today for a few reasons. I'm finding that I've been having trouble uploading longer videos from this location just because of the internet situation. And also, truth be told, I'm not feeling A1 today. I don't know. I feel like I'm coming down with something. So I'm trying to, I want to get this to you, but at the same time, I don't really have a whole lot of energy for a long video. So, oh, I got a little bug friend visiting. Okay, so the good news is that it's a pretty low-key week in many regards. We are right between eclipses right now, right? We had that eclipse in Cancer last week, and we will have the next eclipse on the 27th in Aquarius, but that won't be until I do the next video, so I'll talk more at length about that in next week's Witchy Wednesday, and how that will impact each of the signs. But this week we're in that sort of place between eclipses, right? But what I do want to say to you is that, the eclipse that happened last week in Cancer, with that energy, however you've experienced that theme will play out, right, for like the next 6 months kind of thing. So it's not like it just happens on that day and then it's over. So you will kind of feel those themes play out over the next while. And in fact, as I mentioned in last week's video, that was sort of the first. It was the first of the eclipse cycle that will be happening on the Cancer-Capricorn axis. And the last of those eclipses doesn't happen until July 2020. And so, these Cancer-Capricorn themes, that axis in our lives will be highlighted and experiencing some changes, and we'll be feeling those the effects of the eclipses that are happening, and that, the first taste of which we got this last week. So the other, I guess, news this week is that the sun is going to be shifting signs. So we're going to say goodbye to Cancer season, and we're going to move into Leo, and that's happening on Sunday the 22nd. And I'll speak to that in more detail in just a second. What I want to say before that is that, just circling back, just to finish off some thoughts about the eclipse in Cancer. So, and these themes that will play out for us over the next 6 months or so, and then, continue to be developed over the eclipse cycles that are occurring until 2020. So, this is emphasizing a theme, right, of home and our foundations, our emotions, things having to do with family and our roots and security and vulnerability, all of those Cancerian themes, and how that plays off of the Capricorn rather polarity point, right? And so it's like that balance. You know how I always say when things are opposite each other in the sky, right? Cancer and Capricorn are opposite each other. That there is that balance required between those two energies. And so Capricorn is more about, rather than being about the home and the personal, is more about the external life, the public life, the career, the ambitions outside of the home, that kind of thing. And so we may feel those themes, kind of in this dance over the next while. Okay, so before I speak a little bit more to the sun entering Leo, I just want to say about the moon, right? I always give you the moon transits. And again, the moon moves rather quickly. So, I don't talk about all of the conversations that the moon is having between other planets over the course of the week, because that would take up a really long time. So we've got the moon in Libra today, and then later tomorrow it will be shifting into Scorpio. And then on Sunday, the 22nd, it moves into Sagittarius, and on the 24th, it moves into Capricorn. So that's where the moon will be this week. And on the topic of the moon, on Thursday, tomorrow, the 19th, we'll be officially at our first quarter square moon, right? Which you've heard me talk about before, and that is always the first square after a new moon, right? A square is a conversation of tension, will bring up some kind of crisis, right? Surrounding whatever began at the new moon. So sort of like the first obstacles to whatever presented itself at the new moon, right? The first adjustments are needed, or a bit of a trial and error period there. And so the sun in Cancer is squaring the moon in Libra. And so that sort of crisis point, that first quarter square moon, will specifically affect people that have planets or points from about 25 to 29 degrees of the cardinal signs, right? So, and the cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. So you would feel those energies of this first quarter moon. So it's when the moon is in the cycle, it's been new, and now it is moving towards fullness, and it's about a quarter towards that. So that's what I mean when I say first quarter moon. Okay, so couple more quick things to address. And I'm not going to show you the chart today. Apologies for that. But again, I don't have a printer situation sorted out here yet. And I tried the paper plate method last time, which, some people liked. Worked okay. But again, trying to keep the video short. And there's really no major new things to show you on the chart, except for the sun moving in from Cancer into the sign of Leo. And so again, that's happening on the 22nd. So when this happens, when the sun shifts signs into Leo, the sun is going home, because the sun is at home, right? The sun rules Leo. And so we will have this sense of, a greater sort of longing or need, desire for expressing our individuality, for self-expression, for, being, proud of who we are and recognized for who we are, for being maybe more dramatic, more playful. There's this need to sort of shine, to be generous and, to give love, but also to have love in return, right? Leo wants things reciprocated like that. And, it's really a time for enjoying life and for expressing ourselves and to our fullest. Think about the time of year in the Northern Hemisphere. It's August, when, everything is just in full flourish right now, right? The flowers and the plants and everything's just thriving. And so that's what our souls want to do right now, right? Is that big hot sun in the sky is really shining its light there. And so that's what's happening for us. And so, if you know your own personal chart, then you will know where the sign of Leo falls for you, what house it falls in. And that house will be the house that will tend to be more impacted by this Leo energy. So, And again, I'll say to you, of course, that if you ever get a personal reading with me, then you will have your chart, and that will be explained to you, and you'll know what houses things fall in. And, and if you're interested in a personal reading, I've been working on readings this week, even though I'm here. I'm able to do that from here. And, you can check out what's on offer by just clicking on the link in the description box below. And if you have any questions, then please do reach out. So I guess the last thing I want to say is, that we have a conjunction, right? When two planets or points meet up, that's a conjunction. And we have the sun that's moving into Leo will be conjuncting the North Node, which is in Leo, right? And it will be getting closer. The conjunction will be getting closer and closer. It will be within about 5 degrees when the sun tips into Leo, and then it will get closer. But, this is like a forward-looking energy, right? Like there's like perhaps making new connections, or there's this impetus for growth happening. The North Node represents our sort of soul's destiny. The direction that we are trying, our soul wants us to embrace more of, the collective karma we're moving towards, that kind of thing. And so it's a forward moving energy rather than a releasing or a letting go or a focus on the past, which is more the South Node, right? And so we may find that we're experiencing that, and again, around those Leo themes that I just spoke about when I was talking about the sun. And then on the opposite point of the chart, right, the North Node and the South Node are always opposite each other. So we have the South Node in Aquarius right now, which is making a conjunction, meeting up in the sky with Mars. And this is happening almost the whole month of July, pretty much. And so this is where we have that karmic sort of purging or release, or karmic reckoning, if you will, right? And it's where we need to have the courage to confront the truth of what's not working for us, and perhaps of our past, things we need to let go of, so that we can move forward and more fully embrace our North Node, right? It can be a bit intense, this transit. Mars is, impulsive and fiery, and really it can be aggressive, and so there can be in some ways this real aggressive, impulsive drive to let go of the past, or some real kind of forceful cutting away of the past in some way. And we do need to have the courage to recognize what needs to be faced and let go of, and that kind of thing. But just be mindful with that Mars energy, that it's not too harsh, not too warlike, not too aggressive or impulsive, right? And so I think, I just taken a quick look over my notes here, that's really pretty much all I wanted to talk to you about this week. I know, again, it's a bit of a shorter video than usual, and I hope that's okay with you, but I did want to pop in and just fill you in on what's happening. It can be a bit of a feeling right now like you're in flux with, we're between eclipses. We've got another powerful one coming on the 27th, and then another one happening August 11th, which I'll get to in the next couple of videos. So really take care of yourself right now, and it's difficult to do that. I'm having my own experience with this. It's been, even though I'm at this sort of place where I like to come for downtime and to relax, it's been full of activity and action and people, and a lot of kind of being pulled in all directions, and things coming up that have been unexpected, and all of that stuff has gone on. Feeling, a sense of guilt that I can't be all things to all people right now, but it's just not possible. And I think part of the reason that I'm not really feeling 100% today is because, I just haven't had the time that I've needed to myself. And I'm that way inclined to begin with. That's my nature. But we all on some level need to make sure that we are taking care of our own needs right now as well, so that we don't get sick and that we don't, so that we are better able to deal with the other people, right, in our lives as well. So with that, I will say I hope you have a good week. I'll be back next Wednesday to talk to you. I'll have a chart and all of that to talk to you about the eclipse that's happening on the 27th. And I wish you a really great week, okay? Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.